This is Social Media 101, how we can benefit from it, how our business benefits from it, and I'll go over some vocabulary just in case. Hello and welcome to the Real You membership. I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to know in detail, step by step, to create a professional social media presence and learn how you can really get confident on video. We all know that video content is by far the top converting content. Everyone's talking about videos and reels, and it can be really confusing and overwhelming, especially when you already have enough hats to wear. I'm dedicated to empowering soul-focused, passionate entrepreneurs and helping them market themselves organically through short-form video. I'm going to be taking you through everything you need to know about social media, videos, best practices, how to batch, all those things. In marketing speak, social media is a lead generation tool. It brings new people into our business, and the people that do follow us and do keep up with us, they build a connection and build trust with us as business owners. And I think we probably all know that clients and consumers, they need to know, like, and trust a business before they ever buy from them. And social media allows us to do that for free, pretty much. Even the video editing apps are free. So very low cost, low barrier to entry in that sense. Some people find that there's a high barrier to entry with the tech and how do you actually do it and what's a transition and why and all these things, content calendars, repurposing things. It all gets like so much sometimes. Totally get that. Fun fact, a couple years ago, I called myself an 80-year-old man when it came to technology. And look at me now. It's because I did what you did. I decided that I was going to commit to learning it and I was just gonna be better. I changed my identity. I was like, I'm gonna be good at technology now. And that's what happened. It gets people into our funnel, and once we make contact with someone who is potentially interested in our service, we nurture that lead or we move them down our funnel until they come out the bottom as buyers. And we can recycle that traffic because if somebody already bought one thing from you, they'll probably buy another thing. That trust is already there, the value of a lifetime customer. And so this is just a way that we bring classical marketing ideas to the digital, ever-changing, ever-expanding, vast universe that is social media. Because so many people are already on Instagram, are already on social media, we're capturing that traffic. And we can bring that to our email list or to our website or to our booking calendar or whatever it is. The people are out there who want to buy your stuff, or maybe you're not even selling anything, maybe you just have a really good message. The people are out there that need your message or need your product or service, and it's just about finding them, getting them to trust you, and then building a community around those. So that's essentially why social media matters. We build trust, we nurture our leads, and we have successful, amazing businesses. The truth of it is that everybody just expects social media. I know there's a lot of pressure to feel like you have to share all the time and just be on and available all the time. That's not necessary. I want you to provide value. I want you to feel confident in what you're doing and the messaging that you're putting out there. And I want your businesses to be successful, to get clients through the door. I want you to get paid deals. I want you to feel confident about your business and how it's represented online. Now we're going to start talking about the vocabulary. So the first thing, and we'll go in alphabetical order, if there's something on here that you don't know about, just send me an email, grow@therealsarah, REEL, Sarah.com, okay? Send me an email or send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, and I'll make a video about it, or I'll make a part 2 to this video. Number 1, audio, the soundtrack to the sounds that you use on your reels or on your stories. On your stories, you can use a sticker and put on any song you want to give that fun feel to your stories. You can also add an audio to a reel. And there are trending audios, which might just be a 5 to 12 second clip of, Michael Scott from The Office saying something funny, but then you find somebody lip syncing it and they've adapted it to their niche. Any major popular song you can find on there as well. If you use a trending audio, it will automatically give your video much more exposure and reach. You can also record your own audio. There are people who, you don't have to add a sound. You can just use your regular voice or whatever music that you have the rights to. If you're a songwriter or a producer or a musician, there are musicians and those creatives that make a reel, that make a video with their music, and then they can go viral. Batching our content means that we're grouping similar tasks and we're doing them all at once. We're going to fill out our content calendar. That's the best practice. We might come up with a bunch of ideas. Step 1, figure out our ideas and what we want to talk about. Step 2 would be writing the captions or the messaging about that. Step 3 would be filming all the footage you would need for that, or maybe you're using a graphic design software to make a carousel post, or whatever it is that you're doing to create the content. Then we would schedule it, share it out. Every post has a similar workflow, so if you group your posts, that's what batching is. So you can write a week's worth of content, film a week's worth of content, all in one time for maximum efficiency, and this is batching. A bio is the top section of your profile. This is incredibly important because people have short attention spans when they're on social media, so if they've seen one of your posts or reels or stories and they decided to come check your profile out, you have only a few seconds to make a good first impression. There's a lot of strategy that goes into this, but essentially you need to have a clear headshot. Probably not a logo. A headshot's better because people want to trust you and a face is more trustworthy, but sometimes it's okay to use a logo. You want to have keywords. You can have a link in your bio because you're only allowed one link in all of Instagram to keep things nice and tidy. So you can put all your references in that link in bio. We'll talk about that later. All your stories are up there. It's the digital version of your storefront. A caption, also known as a description, is the text that's underneath every single post. It's the behind the scenes, the copy. The description is also called the caption, and they're interchangeable. I'll load this up with keywords as the captions and the descriptions are indexed. They're searched by the algorithm. Make sure it's valuable, tell the story. There's a lot of tips we can go into about writing good captions, and we'll cover that in a lesson later. Color picker tool. The color picker tool is something that you can use in the Instagram Stories editor. You can select a color from the photo that you're sharing. This is really nice if you want to have things on brand, or if you just have a little bit more creative potential here. CTA, call to action. I hope that at the end of each reel and at the end of each description, there is a call to action. At the end of the video, you might say, like this for more information, like this post and follow for more videos like this. You're telling your audience what you want them to do. When you sign up for my email newsletter, you're automatically going to get a caption formula. It has calls to action and hooks that you can use in your posts. You're telling your clients, you're telling your readers what you want them to do. Like this post, tell me in the comments something, share this with a friend, go to the link in my bio. You're telling them what you want them to do, and it's very important to end every post with a call to action. Description, see caption. It's the copy that's underneath every post. Drafts. When you are making a reel and a story on Instagram, you can save your videos to drafts. And that means that you've started working on them and they're not posted yet. You can also do this on TikTok. This is a great way to batch your content because you can save audios. Maybe you get a bunch of ideas all at once and you want to record a bunch of little videos. You can save them here in your drafts. And then when you're ready to post them, you just go to your drafts folder, review it, make sure it meets your standards, and then post it right from there. Duet. In TikTok, a duet is where you see somebody's video and you start with their video and you add your own take to it. So the screen is typically split, and a lot of people like to do this when they have opposite opinions. This is also really great when you find a message that you love and there's nothing to change about that. So people just duet this, and then their video side by side is just them agreeing. In Instagram, this is called a remix. In TikTok, it's called a duet. It's the same thing. Instagram has a really great feature where you can create guides. And a guide is a compilation of basically resources that you like. So I live in Walla Walla, Washington. I can save posts from my favorite restaurants, my favorite local businesses, and then I can have that on my profile as a guide. You could take information that would serve your audience. So I could make a guide with all these different camera tips, or maybe all these different social media strategies. If there's a real estate agent, she can make a guide saving content of other real estate agents or inspectors or builders or something that might be relevant to her niche. Hashtags, they help people find your content. The more specific the hashtags, the better. In the real estate example, if I just say hashtag real estate, there's millions, maybe even billions of people using that exact hashtag. That's not gonna get me anywhere. But if I say Walla Walla real estate, Washington real estate, and I look for more specific hashtags, that is a very strategic way to get more people who are already looking for your content to find your content specifically. Highlights, or Instagram stories highlights, are these little bubbles that live at the top of your profile. You have to set these manually, but anything you've shared to your stories can be compiled in a collection that lives on the top of your page. These highlights essentially are what might be on a web page. If Instagram was your website, what different pages would you have? Would you have a portfolio page, and in that highlight you could show some of your best work? Would you have a testimonials page? You could have a highlight with client testimonials on it. So you have different highlights. You can have unlimited number of highlights, but anything you've shared to your stories, you can keep on your profile on your highlights. Insights, also known as analytics, give us valuable data. How is our content being received? Is it converting the way that we like? If we can tell that people aren't watching and aren't sharing our content, it lets us know how we can improve it for next time, and it lets us make adjustments throughout our marketing efforts. Our link in bio is something that lives in the bio section of our Instagram profiles. Instagram only allows us to have one link in bio, which is great because it's one concise way to organize our information. There are tools to help us organize our links in bio. In a video, our call to action can be check out the link in my bio to book, or to learn more, or to read the blog I wrote, or something. It's a great way to get your Instagram traffic off of Instagram and onto a platform that you own. We'll talk about link in bio later. You can just put your website in there if you'd like, or you can use a variety of tools to have several links within that link in bio. We'll talk about that later. A live is just a live broadcast on Instagram or on Facebook. And on TikTok, you have to have a certain number of followers to be able to go live. But lives, they never reach quite as many people, but they are great opportunities to go a little deeper and give a little bit more explanation or a little bit more value. As you know, you can get a lot of traction on Reels, but that's just a little bit superficial. You really have to guide your audience into deeper knowledge and trust with you. So a live is a wonderful opportunity for you to do that. You can co-host a live with another account that might be beneficial to your audience. And there are lots of ways to engage and ask questions in the comments of your live. I recommend going live on a regular basis. I go live once a week. Even if you go live once a month, I know it can be scary, but it's an incredible tool. A post is something you share on Instagram or Facebook. On Instagram, it's typically one picture. You can have a carousel post, which are up to 10 photos, or it's kind of like a slideshow. That could be a carousel post. A reel is short form video, and it's an incredible opportunity. Instagram really boosts reels because TikTok is so popular, and all platforms know that short form video up to 90 seconds or 3 minutes on TikTok, actually 10 minutes on TikTok. All the platforms recognize how well this content performs and how engaging it is. We have lots of effects and transitions and filming techniques available to Reels. Reels are my favorite type of video. They're a great way to educate your clients, build trust with them, try out new effects. All in all, we're going to be going over a lot of different Reel strategies in this course. A remix is where you find a reel that you like and that you want to share on your page. You hit the remix button, and then you can put your take on it. So you could even do a commentary, for example, on a reel. A lot of people do this. It's what I mentioned before in Duet. On Instagram, it's remix. On TikTok, it's Duet. Just make a spin-off of someone else's video. Saved post. You can save the post that you like into different, it's almost like a pin. So if you find a dress you really like or a recipe you want to save, you click this little icon down here and you can save it. In many instances, you're able to save it to an album, and if not, they do just go into one big album and you can organize them from there. It's a great way to save content that you really like for later. It's also a great call to action for you to have on some of your posts. If you're giving a really informational post, you can end the description saying, save this post for later, and that way you're getting a bookmark in your clients' feeds. A story is a tiny little piece of content that you share that expires in 24 hours, so it does not live on your profile permanently unless you decide to keep it in your Instagram highlights at the top of your profile. Stories are a great way for you to share behind the scenes. There's a lot of stickers available. You can swipe up and find different stickers to engage and interact with your audience. So let's say you're just getting your morning coffee at your favorite coffee shop. You could add a sticker that says, I love me some, insert your favorite coffee drink here. I love me some iced Americanos from blank. What's your favorite go-to drink? And then your clients engage with you. So essentially, anytime that you're keeping viewers on the Instagram app, Instagram repays you for that, and they push your content to more people. Stories editor refers to the feature when you push the plus sign and you make a story, you can make a lot of edits. You can add different colors, you can add different fonts, you can animate the fonts. I'll do a whole class later just on stories and creative stories ideas. You can also use the Instagram Stories editor as a graphic design tool. So if you want to create that cohesive Instagram feed, you could essentially upload a photo to the Stories editor, type out the name of your post, and format it however you like. And then you can save that with that little downward arrow, and then it's on your camera roll. You can make carousel posts in here, or you can make the cover for a reel, or you can just keep it in the stories. But it's a graphic design tool that's available to everybody. The transition is how one video might be made up of several different clips. When the end of the first clip seamlessly transitions to the beginning of the second clip, it's very exciting for the viewer. It's a great way to keep their attention. We have to kind of do transitions or at least a scene change every few seconds or every sentence if you're just talking to the camera. You could do some fun edits and you can do a lot with your filming techniques, but it could be as simple as I'm starting my video talking off like this and I'm ending my video talking over here. Just that little pivot is enough to keep the viewer's attention. Attention spans are short on social media, so cutting out any fluff, cutting out any empty space is a great way to make sure that everything in your video has value. We don't want to dilute it with ahs and ums and spaces. We want to get right to the point. Trending. It could be an audio that's trending, it could be an effect, it could be a specific style of reel, like this one in particular. Everyone tried to remake, including myself, everyone tried to remake this transition. So hopping on a trend is a great way to gain some traction. I would never recommend all of your content being trending content. The opposite of trending is evergreen content, and that means no matter when you read it or when you see it, it's relevant. My content is educational, it's inspirational, and I throw in some trending content as well. I like to use trending audios. They're quick and they're easy and they give me a huge boost in viewer rates, but I don't want my account to just be filled with a bunch of fluff. The trending audios are very short, typically 7 seconds, so I can encourage my viewers to read the description for more, but people don't typically like reading, so it's a great way to capture that attention, and then strategically you can say check out my bio or look at my other content for more like this. So you capture their attention quickly with the trend, but you still have to work to keep the attention. And the watermark. What's a watermark? You would create a video in either the TikTok app or the Instagram app. You can download the video to your camera roll. And you might think, oh, that's a great way for me to take my content and repurpose it to another platform. And that does work, but TikTok and Instagram get jealous of each other, and if it has a TikTok watermark on Instagram, the algorithm is not going to boost it as much, and vice versa. If it has an Instagram watermark on TikTok, it's not going to do as well. You can solve this problem either two ways. You can either make your content in a third-party app like CapCut, which is what I love to use. There's InShot, there's Video Leap, there's so many different editors. So you could make it in a separate editor and then upload them to your other platforms. That way there's no watermark. Or if you do prefer the Instagram or the TikTok editor, you can copy the link, paste it to either SnapTik or Snap Insta, depending on what watermark you want to remove, and then re-download it without the watermark. That's my basic social media 101. I hope you found it helpful. I'm very excited to get right into this membership. The first class we're going to do is how to fill out a content calendar. The second class is going to be all about the Instagram Reels editor and how that works, going over features. And then little by little, we'll start learning about different transitions we can do, easy ways to capture content, how we can repurpose content. And don't forget to look for those resources in the resources tab, and make sure you check the announcements to find out when our first group coaching call will be. Thank you so much for being here. Share this with an entrepreneurial friend. I'm so glad that you're here, and I can't wait to see what you create. I'd love it if you could tag me, The Real Sarah, in anything you create. I want you to blow up on social media. I want you to have the business of your dreams and all the clients you could ever ask for. I want you to feel confident and have fun on camera, and I'm so glad you're here.